going on?
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. Well, do we have a feud going down in the NBA right now? Klay Thompson is defending his girlfriend, Meg Thee Stallion's honor, after some former NBA stars made some wild comments about Klay and Meg's relationship. So, of course, we know they have been dating. They've been together for a couple of months. In fact, people think they may be living together right now because of some things that Meg Thee Stallion recently posted on social media. All's to say, guys, this is a serious relationship from everything we know. Let's set up the feud. So the feud is between Jason Williams, White Chocolate Jason Williams.
That's right.
Patrick Beverley, right, there's a couple Jason Williams. White Chocolate Jason Williams and Patrick Beverley. They've got this Hoopin' and Hollerin' podcast. Well, the conversation recently turned to Klay Thompson's play. Klay Thompson, of course, is now with the Dallas Mavericks. He has been playing pretty poorly. He has been scoring less points than he ever has throughout his Hall of Fame career, and things have just been, not been really going well in Dallas for Klay or for the entire team. So why is that happening? Well, Jason Williams got a feeling that it might be Meg Thee Stallion's point. The way he illustrated this, insane. Watch this.
I ain't never seen Klay not shoot it like this. And for him to say I'm out of my prime, like, come on, Klay, like, come on.
He said that?
Yeah.
How many? I'm from West Virginia, man. I've been taught a lot by some old folks, old white folks. They taught me, bruh, they say powerful. It only takes one to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is. So,
Most wars
it got something to, you know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson, I ain't saying that's what it is, but that might be what it is.
Lucas, I'm guessing that Klay didn't love this.
It was only a matter of time before we heard from Klay Thompson on this, because as any man would defend his woman in a public situation like this,
as they
he
should.
went into the Instagram comments and he unloaded on them, both Pat Beverly and White Chocolate. He said,
What did he say?
referring to my GF as a blank is so disgusting and disturbing, especially for someone who played in the NBA. How would y'all feel if I referred to your wives in such a way? And then he tagged Pat Beverly. I'm not sure if Jason Williams is on Instagram.
Right.
But then he said, do better, fellas, very disappointing. Now, here's the thing. He brought up a great point that he's talking about the NBA brotherhood. And yes, people like to go on podcasts and share stories and everything like that, but this is crossing the line where he's bringing someone else into this and in a really graphic and disturbing way. And Klay Thompson, yes, he's not shooting well this season. He's about 10, even more percentage points down from the three-point range. And he's averaging less than 10 points. This is not Klay Thompson that we know, but he is going to defend Meg Thee Stallion, and we know that now.
What do you think, Shannon? I'm curious of the female perspective here.
I mean, I wanted to point this out. Granted, he did defend his girlfriend, which applaud you for doing that. That's very attractive. And because a lot of men don't do that nowadays. But it's good to see that. But he never said it wasn't true.
Yeah, well,
what he said.
Oh. So you think it actually? I mean, maybe not how graphic it got, but
he never denied that. Megan,
he's part of a high-profile relationship. Right. They've obviously been together. I remember a month or two ago we did a story about him going to this Jay-Z event with Meg there and Klay. So he has been doing things like that. I don't know if that's the root of his bad play.
Well, no, there's a lot of things that come into factor. He's getting older. Injuries are
I think he's 35 years old, 35 years old.
And the Mavericks in general, the whole organization is going through it right now. So I think that has
an effect.
Kidding. But it could be Meg having an effect on him, but let's not act like she ain't getting affected by him as well. She just put out a single, Lover Girl, for him, and I think that's like the first time she ever did a song about a dude. And actually, let me just FYI, that made the charts, because remember, rap was out of the charts for a little bit. That Lover Girl song was number 38, so shout out to Meg. But it can go both ways. It's not just, men getting all the over woman. It could also go with the other way around. So.
It could also very much be the fact that the Mavericks are not good right now.
Yeah,
they were 3-8 earlier this week.
Right.
They're super unhealthy.
Right.
Klay's a guy who likes to bounce off of other talent on the team, and right now they don't have much of that. So I'm going to cut some slack here for Meg and Klay.
Yeah, it is a coincidence that right when he started dating Meg, that things went downhill. But also the Mavericks did just have one of the worst trades in NBA history.
They did, as we've covered this week. Nico Harrison, the GM, has been fired. If you look at Klay Thompson's stats, like I said, he's going to be a Hall of Fame player. That's a lot. But you look at his statistics for the last couple of years. This is not the first year where he just had fall off a cliff and he's not very good anymore. He has year by year gotten worse and worse statistically, and that's what happens. Father Time's undefeated. Jason Williams, though, probably could have chosen a better way to say that. All right, moving on to Antonio Brown, Mojo, who, at least for the time being, is a free man, because a little bit earlier today, Antonio Brown walked out of a county jail in Miami-Dade County. Mojo, I guess the grub wasn't any good behind bars, because before he gets into an awaiting car with his attorney, Antonio Brown goes to a food truck outside of the jail and he grabs a drink as he and his attorney, again, then walk and they leave and they get out of there. Now, of course, Mojo, this doesn't mean that Antonio Brown is free and clear. He is still facing a second-degree attempted murder with a deadly weapon charge. This was simply Antonio bailing out. Remember, Mojo, on Tuesday he flew from Jersey to Florida. On Wednesday morning, he appears before a judge in a courtroom. Bond is set at $25K. They also say he's going to have to be on house arrest. He's going to have to wear an ankle monitoring device. He's going to have to stay away from the alleged victim. Bottom line, though, he had to put up that $25,000. It took about 24 hours. Thursday morning it happened, Mojo. And again, walks out, grabs the drink, and Antonio is now home.
Babcock, if someone ever goes running after me with a gun, shooting bullets at me, trying to end my life, and they let that dude out for $25,000, I'm counting on you to do something about this, all right? Rise above the justice system here or something.
Allegedly, by the way, allegedly. Although we've got it on tape, video, that he had the weapon in his hand, and there was definitely an incident, for what that's worth.
Yeah, allegedly, although some of this is, like you said, it's on tape, and the tape does not look good whatsoever. But that's neither here nor there. He's out for now. Just $25,000. This, like you said, this is not the end of this. This is going to be continuing on for quite some time. Yeah. There are very likely to be some very serious consequences for this. It's also likely to get a lot more expensive from here. $25,000 was just a bail amount. Who knows what other charges and fees and suits are going to be raised on this thing in the future, and that could really stack up and hit him there. Although Antonio Brown, his biggest concern, I gotta think, is just staying out of prison. The rest, I feel like this guy always finds a way to make money. The video of him exiting jail was also kind of funny / ridiculous. I mean, he's always laughing and smiling in these scenarios, right? Like, if you just saw this clip, you'd have no idea that this dude just literally walked out of jail, right? But that's Antonio Brown for you. This dude's all over the place again. Not the last time we're going to hear about this, but this is where we're at right now.
Former UFC champion Kamaru Usman lays out the blueprint for a storybook finish to his future Hall of Fame career. The Nigerian Nightmare tells us he's eyeing not one, but 2 titles when TMZ Sports returns right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. We're just a couple of days away from UFC 322, of course. Islam Makhachev moving up. Of course, this guy was the dominant lightweight champion. He's going up to try and claim that 170-pound belt, that welterweight belt. Well, there's somebody else who would like, before he lays his gloves down for a final time, to reclaim that title for himself. I'm talking about Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, in many people's mind, including the great Dana White, believes that Kamaru is the greatest fighter at 175 pounds that the MMA world has ever seen. Well, how does Kamaru get another crack at that title? Who does he want? That's the question. So we had an opportunity recently, in fact, earlier this week, to speak with Usman and with Islam and current welterweight champ Jack Della Maddalena about to square off at Madison Square Garden on Saturday night. Could Kamaru fight the winner? Take a look.
I love Islam. I love everything that he's done. And I'm a fan of Islam. And JDM as well. He's done some big things. But I think a fight with myself or someone like Islam is I think that's a blockbuster fight. Former pound for pound and former 2 pound for pound fighters going at it. I don't think that's ever been done. And so I think that's a humongous one. But JDM as well. If JDM is able to get that done, it's like the new school, new guy coming in and taking on the old guard. The storybook would be to go and grab this title, then go and grab the other title. If Khamzat Chimaev is still the champion there, I think that's an intriguing fight. That's a compelling fight that everybody would want to see on a full training camp to go out and challenge him. I think that's a tremendous one. And 2-division champion. That's the only thing that is not on the resume. It's a 2-division champion. Go out and get that. And at that point, then you look back and go, what else is there to do? All right. Yeah, so I would say that's the storybook ending.
170, 185, Dylan. You're a big MMA fan. You're a big UFC fan. Are you into that Islam and Kamaru fight?
I love this matchup. I mean, we're going to see, I'm so excited for 322 this weekend. I mean, we're going to see Islam at the big weight. But we talked about Usman a couple years ago as like one of the GOATs. He was on a crazy run, slowed down the last couple of years, but got back on the horse with Buckley this summer, a big win. I love this matchup, and then I love seeing Khamzat straight ahead. I mean, he's the one guy who really challenged Khamzat, made him look
and that
human.
was on very short notice, wasn't it? I think that was on Fight Island, so he went across the world, no notice, and like Dylan said, he gave Khamzat all he could handle.
Yeah, and you give him a full camp, like he said. I would love to see them run that matchup back. But yeah, him versus Islam would be sick right off the bat. They're only 2-inch difference between the two guys.
Okay.
So, I mean, both at 170, I feel like we got to see.
Yeah, and look, some of these fights, as we've seen with John Jones and Tom Aspinall, the fights are difficult to make. That fight can get made because they both have the same manager. Islam and Kamaru do. This guy, Ali Abdelaziz, is one of the top managers in all of MMA. So they've got the same manager. I think Dana White would want to see that fight. I think that Islam, tell me if I'm wrong, Dylan, that Islam and Kamaru are much more attractive than Jack and Kamaru,
yes,
right?
100%. They're like similar styles, wrestlers, but with really strong underrated hands. I think those two would make a great fight. And I think they've kind of worked together too, trained together. Similar to the way he fought Gilbert Burns. I think this could be a powerhouse match. We got to see it.
Got to see it. With just 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, is #1 overall pick Cam Ward still the answer for the 1-8 Titans? We'll ask former Titans Pro Bowler Taylor Lewan that very question next on TMZ Sports.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Lucas Widman here. It has been a season to forget for the Tennessee Titans, and especially their #1 overall pick, Cam Ward. Yeah, he's been sacked a bunch of times, doesn't really have the best completing percentage, and doesn't really have too many touchdowns to speak for him. So, is it time to move on and say Cam Ward is not the guy, he is not our franchise quarterback? Well, what do I know? Let's go to a guy who played his entire career in Nashville, Taylor Lewan. We spoke to him about a lot of things, but in particular, is he having patience with the #1 overall pick?
I think anybody who takes the two-tone blue seriously and you look at the quarterback and you're like, that's not the guy. It's like, brother, there's so many holes around this Titans team. And I'm not even trying to be rude. There's just big gaping holes where you're not a competitive team this year. And in order to figure out what you really have in Cam Ward, you have to put pieces around him that are going to show you, is Cam Ward going to be the guy? He's shown flashes. He does a great job of escaping the pocket. He's been under a lot of duress this year. I think he's taken the most sacks. If not, he's in the top 5 category of taking the most sacks this year. Young receiving crew. Obviously, you have Ridley, who got $90 million, but he's had up and down, a couple of injuries here and there. So it's going to take time, and you need some continuity in the front office of that building. You go through the cycle of having an AD, then you have a head coach, then you fire the AD, then you get a new AD, then you fire, and it's over and over and over again. There has to be, from the top down, some sort of organization to put the right pieces on the field, and so it starts with the ownership.
with only one win so far this season, you got to start looking at the draft. And there are some guys, some skilled players, Jeremiah Love, Carnell Tate, to name a few, that could possibly help out this Titans offense. Mojo, do you have hope for these guys this season, or are we just packing it up and getting ready for the 2026 draft?
I mean, for the Titans, yeah, you're a one-win team this far into the season. This season is done. I mean, you would have to win out from here in order to make a splash, and based off of what we've seen out of Tennessee, that is not likely at all. I gotta agree with Luando here because, you're a number one overall pick. You have all the expectations on you in the world, literally not just for the Titans, the entire league. You go one overall, you have to show out and prove why you were picked over all of those other players. But man, that just becomes such an impossible task. And you're coming in as a rookie at the most difficult position in football. Taylor just said it. The team sucks. He's been sacked amongst the most. It's a young receiving core. And did I say already that the team is absolutely awful? I mean, these are impossible circumstances to walk into. I mean, take the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady previously. I mean, these are guys that were able to sit and study behind some of the best, behind Brett Favre, behind Bledsoe, and they didn't have to be thrown into this position to sink or swim from the starts. Drafting a quarterback and throwing him right into the fire is a tough spot to be in. Obviously, number one, you're going to take the best player in the draft. Usually that's a quarterback. Over time, hopefully he's going to be the player that puts the Titans in the best position to succeed, but it takes a while to get there. So if he's not performing in his rookie year, that's one thing. Not performing in his rookie year for an awful team that has all the holes in the world, you cannot put that entirely on the quarterback. What would you do if he's not performing, he's not getting it done? Eventually, you have to make a replacement, right? And I'm not saying cut the guy. You put a veteran guy in. You don't go just drafting another guy and hope that he works out. You're going to go through all your draft picks hoping one rookie turns out. No, you need veteran leadership. You need a guy that can coach him up, help him out behind the scenes. So many great quarterbacks, I've already mentioned too, have been carefully developed and nurtured. That's what you need here in Tennessee. I mean, obviously, fans are not happy. The entire fan base is definitely livid. They're going to be looking for a scapegoat. It just can't be him wholeheartedly.
I agree, Mojo. Time is something that every NFL team wishes they had. But let's give some to Cam Ward. He is 23 years old. Let's get some talent around him and see what he can.
A fan jukes out security after storming the court during the Clippers-Nuggets game in Los Angeles. We'll show you his moves when TMZ Sports returns right after this.
Where can you see huge stars in Hollywood? No, not the planetarium, that's for nerds. We mean the TMZ Celebrity Tour, where we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Rihanna, Ben Affleck, The Rock, Mark Wahlberg, Lizzo, Lady Gaga, Ryan Seacrest, and Jamie Foxx. You'll learn the secrets of the city and see Hollywood as only TMZ can show you. Buses depart daily from the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, so head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
Break off the rust, get him into some kind of rhythm. We mentioned just a moment ago that there is a chance. There's a fan on the court. Look at him go. Take him down.
It's unnecessary, man. Unnecessary. And I guarantee you somebody bet him that he won't do it or something like that.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Well, yeah, that's something you see a lot of times in football games, not so much in NBA games, but sure enough, last night as the Clippers were playing the Nuggets at the Intuit Dome, the Clippers lose the game, by the way, to the Nuggets, 130 to 116. Jokic goes off, 55 points, 12 rebounds. But a lot of people talking about that fan running onto the court, Mojo. Again, I've never seen anything like that at a basketball game, but here we are. Thankfully, nobody got hurt.
I gotta say, Babcock, these run-ins aren't nearly as fun in basketball, man. How anticlimactic they are. First of all, Did we all just skip past the part that dude just made that half-court shot? Like,
right.
No one even talked about that. They should have gave him the points anyways right there. But, yeah, this wasn't fun. I mean, the players didn't think it was funny. Commentary didn't think it was funny. Just those two people behind Jokic there, they thought it was hilarious. They were laughing their butts off. I'm on their side. But I don't know. I guess because the basketball court is smaller than a football field, there's like less space for these fans to run and juke out a guy. I mean, baseball's also good, but I don't know, man. This just isn't hitting in basketball, and half of the blame goes on the players and the commentary staff, I gotta say.
Yeah, look, all you're going to do is get yourself arrested, maybe. You're definitely going to get yourself banned, so it's just a bad idea. Before we go, Mojo, let me talk about something. So as Nikola Jokic and the rest of his Nuggets teammates were on the way to the arena last night, I had a run-in with them. I had an incident that has really upset me, Mojo. So I'm waiting in traffic. Watch this. This is from my dash camera. I don't know why I have that, but I do. You see these buses going by here. Now, you can't hear the sound, but look, there are all these cops, Mojo, around, going through red lights, lights and sirens, as all of the people are waiting in traffic. There wasn't an emergency, though. They just got to get to the arena quicker, I guess. Hey, guys, leave earlier. There's no reason to go lights and sirens through traffic in rush hour in Los Angeles. I am outraged by this. Everybody else here is calling me a Karen. The only person that has stood by me is Harvey Levin. And I knew after this happened, I said, Harvey's the only one that's going to understand this. So we get it. Nobody else does. Just leave earlier, guys. Leave earlier. Mojo, we got to go. We're out of time. We'll see. I don't know what the NBA schedule looks like tonight, but if the Lakers or Clippers have a team in town, no police escorts. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'm a lawyer.